money where mouth is. Fury as Sussexes horror truth made Spotify take all multi-million back. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's new statement over the row between US commentator Joe Rogan and Spotify has sparked calls for the couple to walk out of their multi-million podcast deal with the audio streaming company. As the scandal over the pushing of misinformation about COVID-19 vaccines on Joe Rogan's Spotify podcast continues, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, whose ties with the streaming giant are under scrutiny, have released a statement through their Archewell Foundation in which they say they are committed to addressing the global misinformation crisis. In response, Meghan and Harry have been told to put their money where their mouths are. George Grant, who calls himself a millennial monarchist, told his 4,700 followers on Twitter, "I wish Harry and Meghan will follow what they have just asked of Spotify. Meet this moment and walk out of the deal. Harry and Meghan, will you put your money where your collective mouths are?" Others joined Mr. Grant in his view. Michelle Renner said, "I'm disappointed they didn't stand up for truth, in this instance." And Raine wrote, "In other words, we are keeping the money." And Elle McCrone added, "Weird timing. Prince Harry is facing immense pressure to visit the royal family in the UK to keep the Sussex brand up overseas." Royal commentator Richard Eden agreed with fellow expert Kate Mansey's assessment that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would need to maintain their royal links to protect their popularity abroad. Mr. Eden said, "They need to keep up that royal link, and that's what gives them the attraction and appeal in America." Harry and Meghan have issued a statement through their Archewell Foundation in which they address the wider issue of COVID-19 misinformation on Spotify. It reads, "Since the inception of Archewell, we have worked to address the real-time global misinformation crisis. Hundreds of millions of people are affected by the serious harms of rampant mis and disinformation every day. Last April, our co-founders began expressing concerns to our partners at Spotify about the all-too-real consequences of COVID-19 misinformation on its platform. We have continued to express concerns to Spotify to ensure changes to its platform are made to help address this public health crisis. We look to Spotify to meet this moment and are committed to continuing our work together as it does." While the couple's acknowledgement of the severity of the issue has been celebrated, many remain skeptical about whether or not the duo would be prepared to pull the plug on their podcast deal should Spotify not make the demanded changes. Prince Harry is to give a lecture on how to be more productive at work, by having a good rest. The Duke of Sussex, who took 5 months paternity leave when his daughter Lilibet was born in June, will share his thoughts on burnout in his first public appearance in 10 months. A promo for the talk features his photo and the slogan, "Breakthroughs happen when you take a break." The 37-year-old prince has made just one podcast since he and wife Meghan signed an £18 million deal with Spotify in December 2020. The streaming giant is now said to be taking the deal into their own hands because of the lack of material. The couple also did a deal with Netflix 16 months ago, for a reported £100 million. There have been no shows yet. Harry's online lecture will be available to up to 100,000 business people who subscribe to BetterUp, a US firm that helps CEOs. It last year hired the prince as its chief impact officer. He will be joined at the Inner Workday seminar by tennis champ friend Serena Williams, music star DJ D-Nice and ex-basketball player Paul Gasol. BetterUp says Thursday's seminar is intended to fuel personal and professional growth and will include interactive well-being workshops. Harry vowed to become financially independent when he and Meghan, 40, quit their lives as senior royals in 2020 and moved to the US. Royals in